Hello there. This is part one of our asynchronous hurricane content and assignments. Thanks, Milton. So, a couple weeks ago, you read and listened to or watched some examples of what can go wrong with poor engineering design that fails to account for variable human characteristics. And this is one of the things that we were going to start off talking about in our second workshop, which we missed thanks to Milton. We had also previously discussed that the international engineering federations have taken steps to address gaps in engineering education that partially account for these issues. National and international organizations such as the NSF, DoD, and NASA have also taken steps to identify issues and make changes internally. This is also true of private organizations such as Microsoft. So today, in part one of our asynchronous hurricane content, we're going to look at an example of Microsoft's response to their realization that the social norms and biases embedded in their hiring structures, so the way that they did hiring and interviewing, were leading to the exclusion of an entire segment of excellent engineers and computer scientists that could have been adding value to their teams and products all along had they been hired.
Interviewing can be difficult when you're neurodiverse. And for me, being on the autism spectrum, I had really struggled with this insecurity when it came to jobs and applying to them. When you've been pushed back again and again and again, it wears you down.
It is difficult for some people to accurately convey their skills and abilities in a traditional interview format.
Every aspect of the Microsoft Neurodiversity Hiring Program has been designed to help our candidates be successful. Our program spans over the course of 4 days to help set them up for success in their final round interviews.
Using Minecraft, we're able to really see that talent for all that it is and make decisions based on absolute skill.
The Minecraft thing was unexpected. I didn't know what was coming. And it was a really happy change of pace. It was surprisingly interactive. It felt a lot more personal.
We use Minecraft to identify teamwork and collaboration skills. And as they navigate through this world, they go through different challenges to showcase how well you're working as a team, how well you're communicating with each other.
It's a C7, so we need someone on H4 for question 2.
The Minecraft experience provides people an opportunity to show their skills and abilities.
Yellow one in the very top right. To the left of that one, put a yellow block.
They can choose to communicate through the text feature, or they can communicate over the Teams chat that we're using. They can choose to have their cameras off or on. It's really up to each individual and their comfort level.
You weren't worrying about the interview. You were just having fun and interacting and solving problems and doing more what you'd expect from a job. A job isn't terrifying every day.
And we find the experience really helps highlight different thinking styles and different communication styles.
Some of our more quiet candidates who don't say much during our hiring events are the first to participate and be guiding others, whether it's with how to use the controls if they're not very familiar with Minecraft, or they're reading the challenges that they come up to.
Candidates are able to come out of that experience feeling like they're able to represent who they really are and bring their authentic self to a set of problems with a group of people.
I wanted to work for Microsoft because it was a company that saw that there was a group of people who had these great talents that were just being pushed by the wayside.
We know that the combined knowledge and experience of many people, many different forms of thinking, will be ultimately the best result.
If we hire neurodiverse talent, if we hire talent with disabilities, we're bringing not just their skills in whatever discipline they may be, we're also bringing their incredible insights and strengths as individuals with disabilities.
Being able to be yourself is the most important thing that anybody can give you. And so having, again, the opportunity to have somebody say to you, you be you, you be who you are, you do things the way you need to do them. and we're going to work with that, is life-changing.
That's the core nugget of this program that is unique, but I hope spreads and scales to every other hiring process around the world.
Now, Microsoft's choices and actions here are self-reflective in that they recognized an issue in their own organizational structure and then took steps to remedy it by changing the paradigm. But they didn't change the paradigm for the sake of changing the paradigm. They also changed the paradigm in order to broaden the range of perspectives and experiences of their workforce, because it is well known that higher variations in perspectives and experiences results in nonlinear and novel thinking, increased adaptability, and improved problem solving and innovation. And at this point, it is also well known that multiple varied perspectives leads to advancements in technology and business, which usually also happens to be profitable. In the video, from 2 minutes and 50 seconds to 3 minutes and 15 seconds, Ton Noble-Fiel and Jenny Leigh Fleury highlight this point. Take a listen.
We know that the combined knowledge and experience of many people, many different forms of thinking, will be ultimately the best result.
If we hire neurodiverse talent, if we hire talent with disabilities, we're bringing not just their skills in whatever discipline they may be, we're also bringing their incredible insights and strengths as individuals with disabilities.
Being able to be yourself.
Now, this is a novel example of how a massively influential company has taken stock of its own structures and practices and subsequently made changes to those structures and practices with the intent of strengthening their workforce. But this is certainly not the only example. For this asynchronous assignment, you are going to create a short, no longer than 3-minute TikTok or YouTube style video with visuals, of course, wherein you highlight changes that a STEM-related organization has made in order to increase workforce perspective, innovation, creativity, and/or problem-solving capacity. In your video, you will do the following. Importantly, your final video must be no more than 3 minutes. In this video, you are first going to briefly summarize the Microsoft video that you just watched by stating the issue Microsoft was addressing, how they decided to address it, and why they addressed it like they did. You should be able to do this in about 4 sentences, and it shouldn't take you more than 30 seconds. And this is going to be the context and sort of introduction to what it is that you're going to talk about. Next, you're going to segue into your main topic, which is going to be the organization that you are interested in looking into. And you're going to say something such as, and it doesn't have to be either of these specific things, but something like this. These are just examples. But Microsoft isn't the only one who is, and then list some notable aspect of Microsoft's approach that you found interesting. Or, Microsoft is doing great stuff, but let me tell you about, and then you say your organization's name, etc. Then you're going to provide a clear, concise overview of steps that some other STEM-related organization, so other than Microsoft, has made in order to broaden workforce perspective, increase innovation, fuel creativity, and/or enhance problem-solving capacity. So just like you did for the Microsoft video, you're going to make sure that you first state the issue that the organization was addressing, and then discuss how they decided to address it and why they addressed it like they did. Finally, as part of the visual element for your video, you're going to include screenshots or pictures of things such as news headlines, article abstracts, and any available visual representations of data or anything like that that can help provide context, clarity, and or proof of what it is that you're talking about. I hope this goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. Your submission must be accurate, made in good faith, and positive, both as related to your reporting and as a good faith positive action by the organization. If you can't report positively about good faith actions of an organization, you should choose a different organization or action. So if you're viewing the organization's actions as cynically, or if the organization's actions genuinely seemed cynical or sarcastic or just not made in good faith, if there's just negative stuff there, choose a different organization. This assignment is for you to look at the positive and good faith actions of a STEM-related organization and to say, hey, look at what they're doing to make the world a better place in these ways. The 2-minute and 27-second video that I'm going to show you next offers a great example of how to provide context and explanation in under 30 seconds and detailed, concise, and specific and helpful information in 2 minutes. So let's take a look.
After reading tons of productivity books, I came across so many rules, like the 2-year rule, the 5-minute rule, the 5-second rule. No, not that 5-second rule. The problem is that these rules are meant for companies or entrepreneurs, but I was able to adapt them to my studies during med school and drastically cut down on my procrastination. So I'm going to share with you 2 different 2-minute rules for the next 2 minutes. The first 2-minute rule comes from Getting Things Done by David Allen. He says, if it takes 2 minutes to do, get it done right now. For example, if I need to take out the trash today, it takes 2 minutes to do. So if I'm thinking about it now, might as well just do it now. Instead of writing it down on a to-do list or probably forgetting about it or having to come back to it later, which takes more than 2 minutes. That's how I see it. So here's a list of things that might take 2 minutes throughout the day, like organizing your desk or watering your plants or clipping those nasty nails. I just do it when I notice it, but these little things start to add up. So this rule biases my brain towards taking action and away from procrastination. The second 2-minute rule comes from Atomic Habits by James Clear. He says, when you're trying to do something you don't really want to do, simplify the task down to 2 minutes or less. So doing your entire reading assignment becomes just reading 1 paragraph, or memorizing the entire periodic table becomes memorizing just 10 flashcards. Now, some of you might think, yeah, this is just a Jedi mind trick. Like, why would I fall for it? How is this at all sustainable? And to that, he says, when you're starting out, limit yourself to only 2 minutes. So back in med school, I wanted to build a habit of studying for 1 hour every day before dinner. So I tried this trick, but I limited myself to just 2 minutes. I'd sit down, open my laptop, study for 2 minutes, and then close my laptop and went to do something else. It seems unproductive at first, right? It seems stupid, but staying consistent with this 2-minute routine day after day meant that I was becoming the type of person who studies daily. I was mastering the habit of just showing up, because a habit needs to be established before it can be expanded upon. If I can't become a person who studies for just 2 minutes a day, I'd never be able to become the person that studies for an hour a day. You got to start somewhere, but starting small is easier. There's a lot of other useful tips from books. I cover more here in this video on 3 books in 3 minutes. Check it out. And if you guys like these types of videos, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you there. Bye.
You do not need to be a savvy content creator with all of the effects used in that video in order to complete this assignment well. But you can absolutely use some of the techniques that he used to highlight certain ideas or topics that were important to his overall message. And you can definitely use his format of context, detailed information, summary that he used. Parts 2 and 3 of the Asynchronous Hurricane Content and Assignments module are up next, and we'll discuss Hofstede's cultural dimensions, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and visual communication.